Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going over 10 ways to invest that are not the stock market, because as we all know, well, most of us know, the stock market is a little bit drunk right now. The stock market needs to go home right now. The stock market needs to take a chill pill right now. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We've got near zero interest rates. So there's just no, as they call it, gravity on the stock market. The stock market is just kind of doing what it wants. A lot of Robinhood traders are using their whole Y equals MX plus B, stocks only go up philosophy, driving those stock prices up. A lot of weak hands might get shaken out of the market soon. I actually recently just sold out of my taxable account so that I could throw it into my Roth IRA. That is unrelated, but a lot of what I've said recently is you don't have to invest in the stock market to invest. There are a lot of other investments that you can make. So these are some of those investments. So without further ado, hit the like button because that has been helping the channel grow tremendously. I've noticed that the more likes that a video gets, the more shares that a video gets, the better it does, the more people actually get the video from the YouTube homepage. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys out there. OG fans, OG viewers, you guys know who you are. So, all right, now this intro is getting too long, but let's just get into number one. Number one is gold. So let me just geek out for a little bit. You guys mind if I just geek out a little bit on camera? I like gold, but gold, basically the history behind gold is that it used to be money. It used to actually be what they would transport across the seas for money. If you guys haven't ever read the book, The Wealth of Nations, it's very interesting. It talks about gold reserves, talks about how bank notes, or what we call money today, those paper dollars, they used to give you the right to gold. So back when money used to make sense, before you could just print it out of thin air, every dollar was backed by a certain amount of gold. So gold is a good way to kind of hedge against fear. If you look up, kind of the activity of gold, when fear starts to go up, then gold prices start to go up. People start to buy up gold. But the reason why gold has any actual value is because the labor that is connected to gold, the amount of time that it actually takes to go dig up gold. And that's why it was good as a usage of money, because you couldn't just make more and more and more gold. There was only a certain amount of gold that you could have within the system. So gold/commodities. The reason why gold/commodities were valuable is because there's only a certain amount within the system. Things like coffee, things like oil. There's a lot of commodity indexes. Right now, I'm actually invested into GLD, the gold index, and I'm also invested into a commodities index, which I'll put it on the screen right now because I can't think of what it is, but I'm invested in commodities and gold. It's funny, gold actually hit really, I think it's all-time highs right after I put into the gold index. So once again, hold on, let me just get the crystal ball out once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, listen to me and you will know exactly what the markets are going to do. Trust me, just trust me, guys. Buy my course and you're going to know exactly what the markets are going to do. I don't have a course. Number two, what do we got here? Bonds. So bonds, it's not James Bonds, but like not Barry Bonds, no steroids in here. But bonds are kind of like a savings account that's on steroids. It's basically a loan. A bond is a loan. A bond is a debt instrument that a company could give out, that a city could give out, that a government could get out, such as treasury bills. It's basically a loan that is given, and you get interest on that loan. So the way that bonds function, just really quick, I'm probably make a bigger video of bonds because there's so many types of bonds and there's so many different things to think about, is that interest rates control bond prices. So think about it like this. If you bought a bond at a 5% coupon rate, or they're paying you $5 on $100 and you bought it for $100, and then interest rates went down to, let's say, let's make the number easy, 1%, right? That bond is now worth paying a 1% interest rate, right? In theory. So instead of that bond being worth $100 and paying out $5, if it still pays out $5, it is now worth $500. Let me let's do some, I'll show you guys, because I said this to somebody and they got confused. So I'm just gonna, here, let me grab you guys real quick. So price of bond over the $5 that it's paying. Remember, this was 100, all right, equals 100 over 1, or 1%. All right, we cross multiply this, x equals 500, right? So price of bond should equal 500. I hope that makes sense. And we're back for number 3. Number 3 is the high yield savings account. So savings accounts could be good right now depending on what you actually need to do. Like, say you're saving for a down payment on a house, that could be good. Or say you just don't believe in the stock market right now and you just want to save your money. Or if you're saving for an emergency fund like I currently am, maybe that makes sense for you. You don't necessarily have to go in on stocks just because the market is open. Number 4 is Lending Club. So Lending Club, I actually had a pretty bad experience with Lending Club, but I think it's because of what I did. I tried to go too risky and a lot of people defaulted on the loans that I got in Lending Club. So Lending Club is going to give you a lower return than the stock market per se. But if you pick some of the A notes and some of the B notes, people that are more likely to pay back, people that have a higher credit score, you can get a low return during this time if you just diversify into Lending Club. I still do pull some income off of Lending Club investments. I made one of those investments of $1,000 and it pays me about $20 a month or so in principal and interest. So ultimately, Lending Club, I'd say just do a better job than I did investing in Lending Club, and you might make a little bit of money. That's just another way besides the stock market. Number 5 is learning a new skill / books. So that could be whether it be like learning how to do, an Amazon store, or learning how to invest in the stock market. Like three courses that I really like are Kevin's course, for Meet Kevin's course. I like Jeremy's course, Financial Education. He's got a good stock market course, and Graham Stephan's course, a good YouTube course. Any course is going to be good during this time if you can take some of that money and put it into that course, and it's going to generate you more money. Number 6 is going to be investing into your business. So let me just show you guys what I'm looking at here. So I've got, these lights right here. We got this camera, we got the microphone over here, and we've got that light over there, all this stuff, the set and all that good stuff. All of that stuff are things that cost money. So just because, I didn't invest that money into the stock market doesn't mean that it's not going to generate a positive return in my life. It may not be something that I can go flex on the internet like I just did kind of, but I can't see that grow, on the screen, or have people come and look at my dividends, or it's not going to generate any dividends, but it is going to generate some active income at some point here. So investing into your business, number 6, that is a good way to go as well. Number 7 is exercise equipment / health and wellness. So whether that be buying protein supplement, or that be buying vitamins, or that be buying, some health equipment, some weights. It's a little bit hard to come by some weights. It's definitely hard to get into the gym. If we end up going into another lockdown, you're going to need some weights. You're going to need some resistance bands, and that is just an investment into yourself, into your vitality. There's really something to be said about how much energy you have and how you show up for life as far as your energy goes. If you're somebody who's just eating like crap, you're exercising like crap, you don't have any energy to get through the day, eventually that stuff starts to wear down on you. Eventually you don't have enough energy to put into your chosen craft or your business. So it really doesn't start to hit you until much later on. So really, you have to look at it as the energy that I put in to my craft or my business or all of those things, that is the amount of return that I'm going to see back. If I put a lot of energy into my videos, I put a lot of energy into my business or whatever, I'm going to see a lot of return back. So the best way to have all that energy is to make sure that you are exercising and that you are staying vital, that you are eating well, that you're eating better food, that you're taking those vitamins. So those are good investments as well. Number 8 is real estate, and that is a little bit of a high hurdle to jump. Maybe you don't have enough for a down payment. Maybe you want a little bit less leverage, and that ties into number 9, which is paying down your debts. So paying down your debts and real estate are kind of number 8 and 9 are kind of coinciding with each other. So you could jump on a house, and depending on your real estate market, which the real estate market is very crazy right now with interest rates and with people leaving the cities, and when people realizing that, hey, I don't need to actually live next to my office if I don't actually have to go to my office. So real estate is people are always going to need a place to live, but things are shifting around, so make sure that you do your due diligence with all of that. And number 9, paying down debt. There's nothing wrong with paying a little bit less interest. If you don't see any better place for your money, paying down some loans and paying less in interest, that is an increase to your cash flow of your life. And the last one is number 10, refinancing. So whether that be cash out refinancing or whether that be just getting a better interest rate. Now, with all of these things, you have to run the numbers. With the cash out refinance, you have to run the numbers. Is this going to affect your cash flow if it's a rental property? If you're doing, say, an interest rate reduction, are the closing costs going to actually end up putting you in the red? Are you going to go underwater on your house when you go to refinance? Things like that. You have to make sure that you do a lot of those considerations. Once again, I can't endorse it enough. Meet Kevin's course is actually very good. He plugs it a lot and people get annoyed by the fact that he plugs it a lot. But if you actually do just poke your head in that course, you're going to see that there's a lot of good information in there and that you should have just gone ahead and got in there a lot sooner. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this video and get some value out of it. Hopefully, if you want to share it with someone, you feel like it could help them out, please do that. Helps the channel grow, helps me, helps you, helps the world. Better financial education is good for this world. So I'll see you guys in the next video.